If you feel like you found your perfect strategy and don't know how to gather enough data on it to see whether or not it's profitable for you, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to backtest to ensure that you get the most out of each backtesting session. And all I ask is that if this video is any help for you, leave a like and subscribe. Anyways, without wasting your time, let's get into it. Okay, starting off, the software I recommend is Fxreplay. TradingView's backtesting is also good, but Fxreplay specializes in backtesting, so it's obviously going to be better than a TradingView. TradingView also has another feature that allows you to kind of cheat on your backtesting. So I don't know, if you're going to pay for a backtesting subscription, I'd recommend you go with Fxreplay over TradingView. And I'm just saying, not saying I do this, if you and 3 or 4 of your friends decide to get an Fxreplay membership and share the login details, like all 3 of you can split the money monthly, so it's a lot cheaper per person. Yeah, so when you log into Fxreplay, this is how the software looks. And on the right hand side, it shows your strategies. On the left hand side, you create a session. I'll break down how you do all of this in a second. But to start a session, you just press up here, create session. You choose your account balance, so you can make it like let's just say you're trading a funded, you could do that. You can choose your pairs if you trade more than one pair. You can suit the dates. I'd recommend you like start at the beginning of the year and end at the beginning of the year and just backtest through the months so you see if you're consistently profitable with that strategy instead of just doing 1 month in 2020 and then 1 month in 2019 and then 1 month in, just make it less random. So yeah, you choose the start date, end date, and then your strategy, whoever's strategy you're using, and then yeah, just it's really simple to make. Now, when you make a portfolio and you start trading, you'll see this thing on the right hand side, and that's just basically your analytics of your strategy. So if you click up here, it's going to take you to another page, and what this page does is it shows you the analytics behind your strategy. And this is where the gold, I would say, is in Fxreplay. It gives you a deep dive analysis of your strategy. However, I do want you to still journal your trades, every single trade you take backtesting, but this does give you a general overview. So it shows you the amount of trades you take, your win rate, the account balance, obviously for the people who care about the P&L, even though it's fake money anyways. It shows you that as well. It shows you each individual trade. It shows you the days you're the most profitable, the hours you're most profitable. Everything is really here. So I'd recommend you guys go and look into this. It shows you your month-on-month returns, everything. It shows you the trades you could have break even at. It's just a lot of data is here. Onto the actual charts and how the actual charts look. Yeah, so when you load onto an actual chart, this is how it looks. It's just your TradingView based template. So if you're used to using TradingView, you know how this looks. So obviously when you load on, it's not going to be as customized as mine is. It'll just show you the base TradingView one. So just make it fit your template or the template you already have on TradingView. Just make a new one. And you can also save that as well. So when you come back, it will still be here. So I'm assuming you guys already know that what candles are, the basics of trading and everything if you're coming to backtest your strategy. So to really, really get the best out of your strategy, is you have to make it very, very similar to how you're going to trade live or how you plan on trading live. So for me, for example, I trade London session. So what I do is there's a sessions indicator. You can use lines to mark your sessions times or use a sessions indicator. I just went with sessions indicator because it's a lot easier. I don't have to remember. But basically, if you just add the sessions indicator, it shows you these boxes are your sessions. So I made one for London and Asia sessions, this sessions that matter to me the most. And yeah, you just make sure you're trading within this window and not out of this window. Another thing you can do to make your backtesting more realistic is to add news events. If you know in real life you're not going to trade CPI, don't take the trade backtesting because you're just going to give yourself unrealistic returns. So to add news, what you're going to do is come up here and click on economic calendar. And what that's going to do is open a whole menu for you. Now, I would recommend you only filter the news events to the, first of all, high impact news, and then filter it to news in countries that are relevant to you. Because there's no point in having yen news if you're not going to be trading Asia session or you don't trade a yen pair or cross rather. So yeah, that's really it for the news side. So if you see news approaching and you know you're not allowed to trade before news, don't take a trade before news. You're just being stupid. Now, if you want to skip to your next day or your next session, you can customize this go-to section. Go to the next day, to the next session, to the next anything that you really need to do. Next week, even if you need to do that. But yeah, that's all. The time frames is very simple. It's just like other things. But yeah, if you guys want to place a trade, it's very simple to do also. What you do is you come over here to this tool. That's long or short positions as you do in the live markets. And let's just say for this example, you choose a long. You just place it over where you want to place. And you have to make sure you click on this tool before you go to place order because it won't automatically do it for you if you don't do that. But click on the tool, go to place order. And as you can see, it shows you estimated loss, your TP. It sets in all the levels and everything for you automatically. So you don't have to do that by yourself. And all you do is basically, if you enter a market, you put market. If you enter on limit, you put limit. If you enter on stops, just do as you do in the live markets, and then just press save. For this example, I don't know if this trade is going to win or lose before anyone says, oh, you're showing us an example and a loss. It's just an example. But yeah, all you do is just play the candles forward, and as you can see, your balance will adjust in real time, just like trading the live market. And yeah, it's going to obviously reflect here if you win the trade, lose the trade, or whatever. So I'm just going to play this forward just for the sake of the example, and I don't know what's going to happen here, but oh, okay, cool. It hit take profit. So what that's gonna do is the balance will update, and it's gonna be like you took a trade in real life market. Now, in terms of when you take a trade, what you should do is, ideally, what you need to do is don't just take your trade and just move on with the backtesting, because you're not really gonna learn anything from your trade. So what I recommend you do is journal. Now, Notion do have their journaling feature in the app. However, I would not really recommend you use it. I would recommend you make use of like an external software like Notion, for example. If you want a template for your Notion, I can put my template down below in the description so you guys can check that out. Or I'll make a video on Notion in itself and show you guys how I made my template if you want to make one for yourself. Now, getting back to it, so yeah, so once you take your trade and obviously the trade has won or lost, what I would recommend you do is straight journal. I'll show you this how my journaling template looks on Notion. But you'd come to something like this on Notion and you just journal, talk about what went right in the trade, talk about what went wrong, talk about the results, talk about what you could have done better to make the trade better itself. So also you can add screenshots of your trade if you just come up here on Fxreplay and click this camera, save the link or download the image, whichever one you want to do, and just put that in your Notion template as well, so you have screenshots of your trade. Now, in terms of backtesting, that's really it. It's not really anything that's complicated or needs to be made complicated, but it's really the journaling side of the backtesting that really helps you accumulate data on your strategy. So if you're backtesting without journaling, you're just wasting your time. You're not really gathering any data. If you was to use live testing or forward testing, your process will be basically the same, but you're just waiting in between trades, waiting for your trade to play out. That's really the only difference. So if you were to live test, I would recommend TradingView. They do have the best charting software out there. So, and as you can see, Fxreplay does use TradingView. So if you're forward testing, just use TradingView, but make sure you're journaling, guys. I'm gonna make a video on journaling next, so you know how to journal effectively. But as for backtesting, that's really it, guys. I don't want to make a long video and bore you guys to death